twists at all. Today we are going to do a core focus flow. That's what we discussed last night, so we are actually going to do it. I always put off doing things like core and balance because they're hard work, and when you guys request it, I am going to try and do it. So we're going to do core tonight, and we're probably going to hate it while we're doing it, but then we're going to love ourselves for doing it afterwards. So it's still going to be a nice flow, but we're going to work a couple of Pilates style core exercises into the class tonight, just because they kind of, I feel like they focus on our alignment and our core at the same time, so that's quite nice. If you have any injuries, any aches or pains or anything that is bothering you, you're still very welcome to take the class, of course. Just please make sure that you're being extra mindful of those areas. If you're pregnant, core focus, it might not be the best thing for you. Honestly, don't worry about it. Joe, what was I going to say? Actually, about joining this class or late or finishing early, I don't mind. It's your class, it's your time. Honestly, if you, just to interrupt what I was saying completely, if you are running late and you can't get onto this class even until 8:30, wait, it is 8:30, even until 7:45, just jump in wherever. Make sure you've warmed up a little bit and just jump in. Even if you only get a little bit of the class, it's still great. And if you need to leave early, honestly, please do. Yeah, it's your time, it's your class. Always do as much or as little as you would like. It really, it doesn't offend me at all if you guys sign on or sign off late or early. I know that everyone has other stuff going on, especially when we're at home. I feel like it's a different commitment to going to a studio. You've got like your family around and stuff going on, so please don't worry about that. What was I saying? So yes, we're doing this core focus class today, so please make sure you have everything that you need. If you want to use props, blocks, blankets, if you need a drink of water nearby, please make sure you have it. Always do as much or as little as you'd like. Don't push yourself too far past your ability. We make progress when we're working in our own ability. If we push ourselves too far, that's when we get injuries, and then we knock ourselves all the way back to the beginning. So yeah, just make sure that you're being extra mindful of your body, taking care of yourselves. We're going to work into our core, as I was saying. So hopefully you guys will have a nice, good feeling after the class. I'm going to try and offer as many modifications as I can. So if you haven't got a mat, absolutely don't worry. You can do this on the floor, you can do it on a towel. Just if we're moving around a lot, make sure that you're not going to slip over. So bringing yourself onto your mats. Start at the back of our mats in a kneeling position, which is my new favourite place to start. If kneeling is just not in your practice, that's absolutely fine. And bringing yourself into a seated position at the back of your mats works as well. So tucking those toes, bringing the palms onto your knees, drop your shoulders, open that heart centre. And let's take a nice deep inhale, close your eyes. And exhale. And again, inhale. And exhale. And start to tune out your surroundings and tune into your body, into your breath. Focusing in on your breath and allowing that inhale and exhale to start taking over. As you inhale, you're going to fill your lungs from the bottom all the way to the top, expanding. And as you exhale, release, expelling all that air from your lungs. Inhale, feel that air. Not only fill your lungs, but feel it rush through you, through your limbs, all the way to fingers, to toes. Exhale, release. And as you release, allow your breath to take with it anything not serving you in this moment. So starting to clear a little space in our minds. Maybe you want to take an imaginary broom to sweep the mind clear. Pull the shoulders down away from the ears, allow the neck to grow long. Facial features soft and gentle. Unlocking your jaw and unclench the back teeth, pulling the tongue away from the roof of the mouth. Just checking into those key tension points, areas that when they're tight, we tend to hold on to really subtle balls of stress in our shoulders, our facial features, our jaw. And when they are tight, when we do that, we can get neck, shoulder, and back pain, headaches, even tight hips. So trying to just release. And breathing into those areas. Let's just start a little movement. Roll the head from shoulder to shoulder. Loosening the neck. You can turn it into a full head roll if you want. And then coming to your shoulders, starting to roll them around. Loosening up that shoulder girdle. And you can bring it down to your waist and start to get a little wiggle on. Start to just move that body around. Like we do usually in our cat-cow. But from a kneeling or seated position, you're just starting to loosen up the shoulders, loosen up the spine. It doesn't have to be a regimented movement. Just be a little wiggle, a little bit of movement. Keep that breath flowing. Just getting those fluids flowing around the body. Start to crawl yourself forward onto the mat into an all-fours position. Cupping those palms, let's stick our fingers into the mat. Create kind of little cup with your palms. So make sure the palms aren't flat. That's going to wedge into your wrist. We don't want that. So feet can either be flat on the mat or tuck those toes under. It's really your own preference. Keep that core engaged slightly and just straighten the spine to begin with. So I want you to imagine I've put a hot cup of tea on your back and you can't spill it. And we're just going to breathe here, pushing into the mat. Feel energy between your palms, your knees, and your feet. Inhale. And as you exhale, I want you to open your mouth and really breathe like a lion's roar. Like you're going to kind of feel a little bit of a snore in the back of your throat. Again, inhale through the nose. And again, inhale. Kind of creating heat in your throat, in your body. And this time, you're going to make that same kind of feeling in the back of your throat, that sort of snoring feeling, but with your mouth closed. So all through the nose, inhale. And again. This is your Ujjayi breath, creating heat. And let's start to drop our navel to the floor, gaze up to the sky, open that heart center, cow pose. Exhale, arch like a scared cat, push the ground away, drop the crown of the head towards them. Inhale. And exhale. So if you enjoy mobilizing your spine in your cat-cow, please do feel free to continue. If you would like to freestyle this movement, get your wiggle on, start to move into all those corners of your body, then please also feel free to do that. So maybe you just want to wiggle around, get nice and squiggly. Just push yourself into all those corners, fingers, toes, limbs, spine, neck. Use your breath to move you. Maybe you want to get into specific body parts. Maybe it's the backs of your arms, your wrists. Maybe they're feeling a little bit tight. Maybe you've been practicing arm balances. Maybe you want to drop all the way forward into a cobra and release your lower back. Maybe you want to just chill in your balasana, your child's pose, whatever works for you. And make it nice and indulgent, this wiggle. And as I say, every night, this is a lovely thing to do to just release any kind of stresses or tensions in your body. So if you have a day where you just don't have the time or the energy to do a full class, this is a really nice thing to do when you wake up, before you go to bed. If you're feeling a little bit pent up, a little bit stressed, a little bit tight, give yourself a little wiggle around. A couple of minutes, just get those fluids flowing, just releasing your body, releasing the joints, releasing the muscles, just allowing yourself to feel a little bit more free, a little bit more relaxed. Sometimes that's all our body needs, just a couple of minutes of a wiggle. So just bear that in mind. If you do have a day where you're just feeling like, oh God, I'm so tired, I'm so stressed, I just can't commit to a full class, give yourself that little wiggle anyway, just to make sure that your body is getting that little bit of movement. Really lovely, everybody. Bringing yourself back to center. Lovely. Take a deep breath here. You can have the feet, either tops of the feet on the mat or tucked under. Take a breath, reach that right arm forward, and you're going to circle that arm all the way around. Stroke the mat as you come past, reach that right arm out and start to drop onto the left forearm with the right arm reached out, pulling your chest towards the mat. Bum in the air, kind of a half extended puppy, which is my new favorite version of extended puppy. Is this kind of modified version, just to release the shoulders, pulling that navel in, inhale. And as you exhale, draw yourself up back to your all fours position. Send that right leg out to the side, point the toe. You're going to reach that right arm back out in front. Take the left and post it underneath the right, rolling onto that left shoulder. Thread the needle, releasing that shoulder. Pull the left ear to the mat. Inhale, we reach through the left fingers as though those left fingers are trying to pull towards the right foot, keeping the left arm and the right leg parallel. As you roll more onto that left shoulder, deep breath, inhale. And exhale. Feel length through that left arm. Feel that shoulder rotating. Inhale. And as you exhale, draw the left arm back, bringing yourself back to center. And you're going to take that right leg out behind you. Keeping the spine flat, we're just going to lift that right leg. And then you're going to reach that left arm out. So actually, if you want to, you can just do the leg. That is completely an option. So if you're quite happy here, then absolutely stay here. If you want to bring that left arm out in front as well, make sure that you have an equal distribution of weight between both sides, so your hips are nice and level. Engage the core, keep the spine flat. And we're going to draw the knee in towards the elbow. And as you do that, you're going to keep the spine flat. So I know the other week when we were doing our back bends, we were getting into the spine as well and doing that kind of cat-cow movement. This time you want to keep the spine flat and keep the core engaged. So what I want you to imagine, this is the way that I like to envision it. As you're breathing, inhale, we straighten. Exhale, we draw the knee to elbow. Imagine you're one of those dolls, you know, that have a plastic body and plastic limbs, but you can kind of hinge at the limbs, so you can only move your legs and your arms. You can't move that body because it's a piece of plastic. So inhale, we draw in. Exhale, we reach and keep that core engaged. We're going to go 3 and reach, 2 and reach, and 1. Really nice. And reach and hold. Deep breath. Drop the right foot to the mat. Reach that left arm up towards the sky. We're just going to bring ourselves into a side plank on the right side. So I'm just going to switch sides so you guys can see what I'm going to do. So side plank, you have options. Option 1 is your generic side plank. Option 2, if you need to drop that bottom knee, absolutely do that. And option 3, if you want to get into your core, we're going to keep that left arm lifted. We're going to lift the left leg and we're going to draw the knee in, and we're going to go 5, 4, 3, well done everyone, 2, and 1. Straighten the leg, bring yourself into your plank position. Wrists under shoulders, body in a straight line, core engaged. Deep breath, hold here, and you can start here to drop the knees one at a time. 1, 2, 3, keep that core engaged. 4, 5, 6, 7, we're going to 10, 8, 9, and 10. Really nice. Drop yourself back into that all fours position. You might want to give your wrists a little shake. If you need to, absolutely do. I know doing things like plank and all fours can really affect the wrists. If you want to give yourself a little wiggle through the wrists, then please feel free to do that. Sometimes I like to do like the imaginary stress ball, which kind of helps a little bit. And then when you're ready, you're going to bring yourself back into that all fours position. Tuck the toes under, and we're just going to lift the knees off the mat just a little bit. So see how I'm just hovering them about 10 centimeters off the mat. Keep the core engaged, the spine flat. So options here, you can stay here, or we're going to do 10 hip dips. So we're going to drop to the side 10 times. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Really nice. Drop yourself back down. I'm going to switch sides again. All fours position. Again, if you need to give your wrists that little wiggle around, please do. And this time, inhale, we reach the left arm out in front, circling that arm all the way around. Stroke the mat as you go past, dropping down onto your right forearm. Reach that left arm out in front. Pull your chest towards the mat, bum up in the air. Modified extended puppy, deep breath. Chest down, bum up. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, draw that left arm back. You're going to send, I'm going to switch to here so that I don't kick the radiator. That left leg is going to come out to the side. Left arm reaches out in front. Take that right arm and post it underneath the left, dropping that right ear to the mat. Deep inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale, rolling onto that right shoulder. So keeping that right hand and that right arm parallel with the left leg. Reaching with the right fingertips. You're going to feel energy coming out of those right fingertips. Deep breath, inhale, pull the navel in. Rolling more onto that right shoulder. And gently release. Bringing yourself back to center. Return that left leg. And then you're going to send the left leg out behind you in a straight line and lift it up in line with your hip. Keep the spine flat, keep the core engaged, either keeping just the leg, or you can take that right arm out. So opposite leg, opposite arm, core engaged, spine flat. So if you're just doing the leg, you just need to draw the knee in. If you're doing both, knee to elbow. And remember, you are not moving this trunk, so imagining that you're that plastic doll. Trunk is plastic, it can't move. We're hinging at the limbs. Let's go. Knee to elbow and reach in time with your breath. And drawing in. And reach. And in. Reach, well done. We go 5. And reach. 4. And reach, well done. 3. And reach. And 2, and reach. Lovely. Holding here. Just give me a little breath. Exhale. And you're going to drop that left leg down onto the mat, and we're just going to turn ourselves into our side plank on the left side. So options, you can bring that left knee to the mat if you want to. Make sure from wrist to wrist, shoulder to shoulder is in a nice straight line, stacking those limbs. You can come into your normal side plank, or if you want to get deeper into your core, we're going to lift the leg and we're going to pull that knee towards us, and we're going to go 5, 4, well done, 3, 2, and 1. Really nice. Step into your plank position. Core engaged, wrist under shoulders. Remember, we're going to do the kind of marching knees now for 10. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Well done. Drop down onto your knees, heels together, knees apart. Take a quick child's pose, but just for one breath. Inhale here. And exhale. Gently lift yourself back into that all fours position. Make sure you're cupping the hands if you need to. Again, give your wrists a little wiggle. Then please do tuck the toes and push yourself up into your downwards facing dog. So first downward dog of the class. Let's walk the legs out here. Give ourselves a little wiggle through the hips, through the bum. Soften your knees, absolutely, if you need to. Dropping the head between the arms, pulling the shoulders away from the ears, and just rotating the shoulders externally just to prevent any rotator cuff injuries. So you're drawing the heels towards the earth, but absolutely don't force them down. Navel in towards the spine and a nice flat back. So if you feel like your spine is curved, bend your knees. It's much better to have bent knees and a straight back than a curved spine and straight legs. That's when we get injuries in our hamstrings, our hips, lower back pain. So take a breath here. We're going to roll onto the balls of our feet, lift our hips. Exhale, we lower. Inhale, we lift. Exhale, we lower. And let's go for 5. This is good for loosening the backs of the legs, the calves, the hamstrings. 4. And lower. 3, try and keep that down dog position. And lower. 2. And lower. And 1. Really nice. Dropping down. Take a breath. Bring yourself forward into that high plank. Core engaged. Breathe here. Drop the knees, but just hover them. Send the bum back. Push up. Downward facing dog. We're going to do that little circle 5 times. So we go plank. Knees, bum and down dog, plank, knees, bum down dog, plank, knees, bum and down dog. I don't know where we are, so we're going to do 2 more. Bum and down dog, let's do 1 more. Knees, bum and down dog. Really nice. Give yourself that little walk out. Breathe here. We're going to go to down dog press ups. So take your arms a little wider, your hands a little wider, maybe about as wide as the mat, possibly wider if you'd like to. From your down dog, we're going to start to lower ourselves forward and back up. So this is good for working the shoulders. And you're just going to take the elbows out to the side as you lower yourself down. Let's go 5 and back. 4, this is also good for handstands. 3 and back. 2 and back, and 1. Well done, and back. Drop down onto your forearms into your dolphin. So dolphin is kind of like down dog, and actually it's usually really intense, but after we've done so much stuff on our wrists, it probably feels like a little bit of a release. Pulling that navel in. So this is a really good one for core. It's good for your shoulders. It's good for if we're doing headstands, arm balances, that kind of thing. So what we're going to do, I call them dolphin kisses. So you're going to try and kiss the mat past your hands. Interlace your fingers. So you're creating a kind of triangle shape with your elbows, with your forearms. So we're going to do 10 dolphin kisses. So what we do is we bring ourselves forward, kiss, and back. You don't actually have to kiss the mat, don't worry. That's what we're aiming for. So let's go for 10 of those. 1 and back. 2 and back. 3 and back. 4 and back. 5 back. 6 and back. 7 and back. 8, and back. 9, and back, and 10, and back. Well done. Drop to your knees, heels together, knees apart. Bring the arms in front, forehead to the mat. Balasana, child's pose. One breath, inhale. Exhale. Bring yourself back on to your forearms, all forwards, forearms position. So we're going to come into our forearm plank. We're really going to work the core. So you're going to step those legs out behind you, bring yourself into that plank position. And we're going to rock on the back feet. So we're going to try and find our edge. So you're going to rock yourself forward and back. We're going to do 5 of those and then go straight into hip dips. So on either side, 10 hip dips. Ready? 1, and back. 2, and back. 3, and back. 4, and back. And 5, and back. And hip dips. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Really nice. Drop your knees to the mat. Bring your palms down so you're on your forearms. And you're just going to slide yourself forward so you're dropping your hips down. Bring yourself into your Sphinx pose. Take a breath here. Inhale. Pull the shoulders away from the ears. Point the toes. Engage the legs. And just release that lower back. So when you point your toes in and lift your knees, you're engaging the legs. You're going to feel it in your glutes, your hamstring, your lower back. Deep breath, inhale. And as you exhale, just take your arms on either side. Pull your left ear to the mat and gaze to the right. And exhale. Right ear to the mat and gaze to the left. Exhale. Bring yourself back to center on your forearms into your Sphinx pose. So I'm going to give you 3 options. Option 1 is your Sphinx on your forearms. Option 2 is to lift slightly. So pull your elbows in, lift those forearms a little, baby cobra. Option 3, full cobra. So you're lifting up a little more. That's going to get really deep into your lower back. All 3 really good for lower back pain, really good for posture. Deep breath. Pull the shoulders down, open the heart center. Inhale, point the toes, engage the legs. And exhale. Start to drop yourself down towards the mat. Bring your arms out on either side into a kind of square position. We're going to really loosen up the shoulders and spine. So we're going to lift and lower, kind of like we're waving the body. Let's go for 5. And lower. 4. And lower. 3. And lower. 2. And lower. And 1. And lower. Take a breath. Bring the arms to center. Push up into your cobra. Push back into an all fours position. Tuck the toes. And downward facing dog. Really nice, everybody. Start to walk your feet towards your hands, bringing yourself into your Uttanasana, forward fold. So soften the knees and keep the spine straight, gluing the torso onto the thighs. So really important here is that we are not like this. So this isn't a forward fold. When your legs are straight and your back is curved, that's really when we do damage to the lower back, and we're also hyperextending the legs, which is not very good for the knees, it's not good for the hamstrings, it's not good for us in general. So soften your knees, spine straight, glue the torso to the thighs. We're really getting more benefit from it there. You still get that nice deep stretch through the hamstrings. You're still lengthening the spine. Pull the crown of the head towards the floor. As you inhale, you're going to start to roll up through the spine, keeping that chin tucked in until the very last moment. Unravel like a chain link. Bringing yourself all the way up into your mountain pose, your Uttanasana. Hey Facebook, I've almost not cut my hair for the first time ever. So, feet facing straight ahead. Stack your joints. Ankles are under, knees under hips, under shoulders. So I know that sounds really obvious because that is how our body is built, but you would be surprised how many of us kind of stand like this, and have modifications to our posture that are just not supposed to be. Our body really wants to be neutral, and that's going to help with building core strength as well. So let's start with our neutral body from our pelvis, which is like the center of our body. It's the cauldron that cooks up all the good stuff. So put one hand on the front of the pelvis, one hand on the back. And I want you to imagine your pelvis as a glass of water. So if we are standing like this, sticking our bum out, we're spilling water down the front of our body. If we are doing this, creating a shelf with our hips, we're spilling water down the back of our body. So just give yourself that little rock to center. Bring your pelvis into the middle, stack those joints, arms by your side, point the fingers towards the earth, feet facing straight ahead. Engage the legs isometrically. Pull that core in, shoulders down, keep that chin in line with the rest of the body. Inhale, we raise the arms towards the sky. Extended Uttanasana, gazing up at your fingers. On your exhale, pull the elbows to the side, hinge at the hips, soften the knees and drop down into your Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, stroke the hands up the feet towards the shins, flatten the back. Pava Uttanasana, half fold, gazing straight ahead. Exhale, soften the knees, pull yourself back into your forward fold. Drop your palms on either side of your feet and step back into your high plank position. Really nice, everyone. From here, you can push straight back up into your downward dog, or you can tuck the elbows in, come down through your chaturanga. Push forward, upward facing, really good for your posture. This will make sure tops of the feet are on the mat. Exhale, downward dog. Take a breath, gaze straight ahead. Step back into your Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, stroke the palms into your Pava Uttanasana, your half fold. Exhale, back to your forward fold. And then inhale to reach the arms all the way up towards the sky. Pull the palms together. Exhale, heart center. Let's do that again. Inhale, reach the arms up above your head. Exhale, hinge at the hips, drop forward. Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, half fold, gaze straight ahead, flat back. Exhale, back to your forward fold. Place your palms on the mat and step, float or jump back into a high plank. And either straight back into your downward dog or tuck the elbows in, come down. Push forward, upward facing, and push back. Downward facing dog, gaze straight ahead. Step, float or jump between the hands. And bring yourself into your half fold. Back to your Uttanasana. And then reaching all the way up towards the sky and pulling the palms down through to your heart center. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, reach the arms up. So our sun salutations build strength, they build heat in the body. They're good for the core. Exhale, hinge forward at the hips. Uttanasana, forward. And flatten the back, half fold. Exhale, back to your forward fold, palms flat, step, float or jump back into a high plank. Either straight back, downward dog, or tuck the elbows in, come down. Push forward, upward facing, and push back. Downward facing dog. Really lovely, everyone. Inhale to send that right leg all the way up towards the sky, three-legged dog. Bend the right knee and draw it in towards your chest, planting the right foot. Inhaling into a high lunge. Make sure hips are under shoulders, knee above ankles. You need to give that back knee a little bend. Please do. Really good for building strength in the legs. Really good for working on your balance. Deep breath. As you exhale, plant those palms on either side of that front foot. And in one movement, we're going to send that right leg all the way back. Three-legged dog. Breathe. Inhale. Exhale, pull the knee to chest. Plant the right foot. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, palms on either side. Send that leg all the way back. Three-legged dog. Inhale. Exhale, bring the knee to chest. Plant the foot. Inhaling into your high lunge. Exhale, palms to the mat, step back. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale again, knee to center, plant the foot. High lunge. Lovely. And from here, you're going to turn that left foot out. Bring the arms in line with your shoulders. Warrior two. I'm just going to switch sides so that you guys can actually see what I'm doing. Arms in line with your shoulders, turning that back foot out. Right knee bent. Gaze down those front fingertips. So from here, we're going to hinge forward, turn the right palm up, send the left arm down the back of the left leg. Take a reverse warrior. And it's a lateral stretch, it's not a back bend. So what you want to avoid is this. You want to keep it all the way down the right side, deep breath. And then drop that right arm onto your right leg. Reach that left arm up and over, extended side angle. Hold here, inhale, and lift through the chest. Try not to put your weight on your right arm. We're not hanging out at the pub. Take the left arm and you're going to bring your left hand onto your left hip. The aim here is you want your hand and your shoulder to stay aligned in a nice straight line. Take a breath, start to straighten that front leg and bring your right hand onto your right leg. So for our Uttanasana, our triangle, your right hand eventually wants to aim for your right ankle, but it absolutely doesn't have to be there to begin with. If it's up here, that's absolutely fine. What we're looking for is hip alignment. So paying attention here to your hand and your shoulder. Then reach that left arm up towards the sky, pulling up with the left. And then pay attention to the alignment of your arms. So shoulder to shoulder, wrist to wrist, wrist to wrist, wrist to wrist in a nice straight line. Try and gaze up at those extended hands and imagine energy shooting out of those left fingertips. Deep breath, keep those hips aligned. Really nice way to practice this is up against a wall so then you can truly see how aligned your hips are. Inhale. As you exhale, windmill those hands round on either side of that front foot. Turn the feet to face the front and bring yourself into your Uttanasana, your pyramid pose. So you might want to step that back foot in a little bit. We want to keep both legs straight and an equal distribution of weight. Pulling yourself forward, drawing the torso towards the thigh. Inhale. And exhale. Deep breath, inhale. And exhale. Bend that front leg and step the left leg forward so the feet meet on the mat. Heels and knees touching. Bend the knees. Bring the legs to about 90 degrees. Knees don't want to go past the feet. Reach the arms up in line with the ears and bring yourself into your chair pose. So shoulders down, core engaged. You can have a slight bend in the upper back if you want to. Sitting back like you're sitting in an imaginary chair. So 80% of the weight wants to be in your heels and the rest in your hip sockets. And make sure those knees stay behind the toes. Deep breath, inhale, sit deeper with every breath. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale, bring your palms together at your heart center. I'm just going to bring myself to the center. And we are going to attempt our side crow, which I know you guys have been requesting for a while. We did it the other day, so we're going to give it another go. So from your chair, palms together, we're going to take our twisted chair. So you're going to take your right elbow to the outside of your left knee. And before I was saying, when we take our twisted chair, if your right knee slips in front of the left, to pull it back, but that can put extra pressure on the hips. So we're going to ignore that instruction now. Drop that right hand to the mat, and then you're going to drop the left hand to the mat next to your right. And what we're doing is we're going to try and create a kind of little table with our right bicep, so the top of our right hands, and lift ourselves off the mat. And maybe we only hold for a microsecond today, so this pose is still quite new to me, so I'm still adding time to my hold. So even if you hold for a microsecond, even if you only just tap your feet off the floor. That's still amazing. That's still a balance. This is more difficult than normal crow pose because we're putting all of our weight onto one arm. Give it a couple of goes, and when you are ready, you're going to bring yourself back to center. We're going to go from an all fours position, but just give that a couple more goes if you want to. And you can also take, you don't have to come into side crow from the fancy chair pose, side twisted chair, and bring the hands down. That's just for the purpose of keeping it with the flow. So you can come from literally kneeling on your toes and then just bring your hands to the outside of the opposite, so you want to bring your hands to the outside of the opposite leg. So today we're going to bring the hands to the outside of the left. And then from there you're just going to lean forward, create that shelf with your legs. And lift. And I actually find it harder to do that because when we're coming from above, you're putting yourself onto your arms, whereas when we're coming from below, we have to lift ourselves all the way up from the ground, if that makes sense. So give it one more go, and then bring yourself back into your all fours position. When you are ready, cupping those hands, tuck the toes, take a deep breath, and push up into your downward facing dog. Really nice, everyone. Inhale to send that left leg all the way up towards the sky. Draw the left knee in towards the chest. Plant the left foot. Inhaling into a high lunge. As you exhale, drop the palms on either side. With one smooth movement, you can send that left leg all the way up towards the sky. Three-legged dog. Lovely. Deep breath here as you exhale. Pull the left knee in towards the chest. Plant the left foot. Reach the arms up. Make sure hips are under shoulders as you bring yourself into a high lunge. You can bend that back knee slightly if you want to. Inhale. Exhale to drop the palms on either side. Send that left leg all the way back. Really nice. And then on your exhale, pull the left knee in. Plant the left. Reach those arms up in line with your ears. High lunge. Tuck that tailbone. If you want to bend the back knee, absolutely do. Deep breath. Drop the palms on either side. Send that leg all the way back. Three-legged duck. Lovely, everybody. Last time, draw that knee in towards the chest. Plant the foot. High lunge. From here, turn the right foot out. Bring the arms in line with your shoulders. Warrior two. Tucking your tailbone. So sitting into that front knee bend. Gaze down the front fingertips, pull the shoulders down, open your chest. And then you're going to start to hinge with that left hand, turn the left palm up. Send the right arm down the back of the right leg. Reverse your warrior. Remember, it's not a back bend, it's a lateral stretch. That means it's going up the side of your body. Deep breath here. As you exhale, pull that left forearm to your left thigh, reach the right arm up and over, extended side angle. Still keeping that chest open, so again, try not to cave in on yourself, keep yourself nice and open, we're not hanging out at the pub. And then you're going to take that right hand onto your right hip. So it looks even more like we're hanging out at the pub, but really try and keep that nice alignment. As you breathe, you're going to straighten that front leg, you're going to send that left hand to wherever it needs to be for your Uttanasana, keeping those hips in line. Deep breath, reach the right arm up, pull up through those right fingertips. Gazing at that extended arm. And I always say with triangle, if you feel a little bit uncomfortable in this pose, you're probably doing it right. Deep breath, inhale. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale, windmill the hands on either side of that front foot. You're probably going to need to step the back foot in a little bit. We're going to bring ourselves into our Uttanasana, our pyramid. So keeping the equal distribution of weight between the legs. And what we want to avoid is leaning more to the left. We want to keep those hips aligned. If you've got really tight hamstrings, so for me, my left hamstring is really tight, that's really difficult. So if you need to give yourself a soft bend in the knees, then by all means do. Keep the chest nice and keep the spine nice and long and straight, and start to pull yourself in to that stretch. Deep breath, inhale. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale, step both feet together. Heels touching, knees touching, bend the knees. Drop all 80% of the weight into the heels, the rest into the hip sockets. Reach the arms up and along the ears. And pull those shoulders down, chair pose. So you can give yourself a slight bend in the upper back. Engage your core. And you want to have so much weight in your heels that if you lift your toes off the mat, you're not changing position. So with every breath, you want to sit a nice little bit deeper. Imagine you've got that invisible chair underneath your bum and you just want to get nice and cushy in it. Deep breath, inhale. And exhale. And bring myself back to center. Bring your palms together at your heart center. And this time we're going to take our left elbow to the outside of the right knee. Drop that left hand down onto the mat. Right arm next to it. And we're going to try and create that table with your arms and lift yourself into your side crow pose. And again, you might find one side you can do it quite easily and one side is a bit of a struggle. Obviously, we tend to have a dominant side for both flexibility and strength. It'll probably be the same side. And the other side will take a little bit more work. That's just completely normal. So give it a couple of tries and remember you can do it straight from the mat. You don't have to come all the way down from your chair pose. Even if you're just tapping the feet, even if you only hold it for a second, give it a go. Use that core, engage that core as you're lifting. So working strength into our arms, but you also want to use your core to lift you so you're not just like a massive dead weight. And give it one more go. And then you're going to bring yourself back into that all fours position. Bring your heels together, your knees apart, and just take a child's pose, drawing the forehead towards the mat. And exhale. Walking the hands back into an upright position. And just untuck the legs. So one more little work into the core and the abs before we bring ourselves down onto that Shavasana. So take your arms behind you. They might be feeling a little bit beat up because we've done quite a lot of plank and then a little arm balance at the end. So they might be feeling a bit sorry for themselves. That's completely normal. Just lift your legs into a tabletop position. So we can stay here. You can bring your arms in line with your legs, engage the core, spine nice and straight. Or if you want to go deeper, straighten the legs. Hold here. Let's hold for 10, 9, core engaged, 8, 7, 6, 5, well done, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly, 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 we're going to start to straighten out. Pull the spine to the mat, sacrum first and then nice and flat. But keep those feet floating. Drawing your hands towards your feet, dish pose, core engaged. Hold here, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release yourself onto the mat. Take a breath, inhale. Draw the knees in towards the chest. Give yourself that little Uttanasana, rocking from side to side. Maybe you want to circle yourself around. Bring your arms out on either side. Drop both knees to the left and gaze to the right. And then knees to the right and gaze to the left. Speaking of classes overrunning, I'm sorry that we have gone quite over today. I never quite get the timing right. It's always somewhere between 45 minutes and an hour. So we're going to start to straighten ourselves out, ready for our Shavasana, our relaxation. So guys, make sure that you have everything that you need. Blankets, socks, cushions, jumpers. Maybe you want to grab a drink of water. Maybe you want to dim your lights and pop some music on. If you still feel like you need to release anything, you can, you know, do whatever you need to do. So if you need to circle those hips a little more, if you need to windscreen work the legs to just release those hips, or, you know, give yourself another little Uttanasana for your spine. By all means do. I always feel core gets quite deep into my back. So if you do need to do that, that's absolutely fine. And then when you're ready, bring yourself down onto your mat with your palms open and your feet fully open. As always, if you don't want to stay for Shavasana, that's absolutely fine. I am never offended if people log off, and even in physical classes, always give people the option of leaving. I know it's not for everyone. And when I first started yoga, I remember sitting in the studio when everyone went quiet on their mats and being really uncomfortable with it. So, you know, I feel like it does get to a point where actually you really look forward to Shavasana at the end of the class, and try not to think of it as meditation. Think of it as you time, relaxation, time that is untouched, time to just let go of everything. So when you're ready, you're going to bring yourself onto your mat with your eyes closed and your feet falling open. Take a deep breath, inhale and exhale. Allow yourself to pull deeper into the earth, palms open, feet open. Deep breaths. And exhale. Just bringing yourself back to where you were at the beginning of the class. Allowing yourself to melt into the earth. Sweep the mind clear. And notice how you become lighter when you free yourself of thoughts, of worries, of clutter in your mind. Breathe, inhale, fill the body in. As you exhale, wash it clean. And then drawing your attention to your feet, feeling them fall open, toes unraveling. Ankles, calves, knees and thighs lightweight. All the way up to the base of your spine, and feeling each vertebrae unravel on the mat, one by one. All the way up to your shoulders, and feeling them pull away from your ears. Arms lightweight at your side, palms open. And feel those shoulders pull even further, drawing down into the mat, melting into the earth like lava. Neck long and head light. Facial features soft and gentle. Unlock your jaw, unclench your back teeth, and drop the tongue down away from the roof of the mouth. And as you lay here, pull your attention finally to your chest and your abdomen. Slow and steady rise and fall, guiding you deeper and deeper into your relaxation. And take this time to let everything go, everything you did before or need to do after. Pull yourself into this moment, into now. Just breathe. And start to wiggle your fingers and toes to draw awareness back into your bodies. Hug your knees into your chest and gently rock from side to side to release your spine on the mat. Bring yourself back into your seated position, palms on your knees, shoulders down. Let's take a nice deep inhale. And exhale. And inhale. Just time let out a deep sigh. And again, inhale. And exhale. Draw your palms together at your heart center. Thank you all so much for sharing your Thursday evening with me. Hope you have a lovely rest of your night. Namaste. Remember that there is no class tomorrow, and then we are back on Saturday evening, and then for Sunday there's 2 classes, so 10:15 Zoom only. It's not on Facebook, but Facebook, you're very welcome to join up. It is free. And then Sunday evening, our restorative, 7:30 as usual. So guys, have a think about what we want to do next week. It's your class, you decide whatever you want. Yes, so let me know. Okay, you want more tougher classes. I think, yeah, let's start to put a few more tougher ones in every week. Oh, Jackie, you're back. Amazing. Great. Thank you so much, everybody. Okay, so feedback is that you guys like the tough stuff. So I'm going to try and do a little bit more of that, which means you're going to work me really hard as well. Okay, so let me have a think. I'm probably going to do a full body flow on Saturday. I can't remember what we said last night we were going to do on Saturday. If anyone can remember, then please let me know. Otherwise, we'll probably just do like quite a fast-paced vinyasa. We'll work into some tougher poses. We'll do more planks and things like that. But yes, no, it's good. I need to work harder as well. Otherwise I just get lazy. So I will see you guys all on Saturday. Have a lovely day off tomorrow and take care of yourselves.